A few words about Love, Simon. Some decades ago, when we were boys and girls, teenagers, there were no films about homosexuality, gay, lesbian, never mind transgender. True, there were no films about anything but communism and its various nuances and interpretations and connections with sometimes maybe love stories, satire if something happened, satire of bourgeois attitudes. You see what I mean. And we lived in ignorance. I think those who were smarter and better read found out about this, knew it was there. I wasn't among them, alas. But still, it was something which you, never mind, didn't see, but you did not. Did not hear, did not imagine it in the world nearby, in the world far away. And now, there are lots and lots of movies about this. And at times it feels like maybe there's too many of them that we see, at least those of us who are more conservative, passé, retrograde, medieval. No, I think this viewer is quite open, but not being in that minority, he would rather see films where he can identify with the main character, with his problems, issues, and so on, which is not the case when the character is homosexual. Having said that, this is a very good film, and not because I say so, and I say with a evident reticence expressed in the, let's call it, introduction, but because others more, way more relevant, more observant, more knowledgeable, and so on, have said so. Critics and their chronicles that you can find at IMDb, the most important database on the net for films. Simon has a problem because he's not because he's gay, but because he's gay and he has not come out. So he's pretending towards his friends, and nobody knows about his sexual orientation, and that's creating good comical situations. By the way, the actor in the leading role is very good. Not a wonderful balance, not going either way, not being too distant, too cool, too, I don't know, absent, and not being too over the top, too exotic, too exuberant, too of anything. He's probably spot on. Likeable also. He does some mistakes, makes some mistakes though, in that he gets into awkward situations. He lies to his friends, but well, that's because he feels he has to, seeing his being different. But at one point, because there's some blackmail involved, he helps this friend to get close to one of the girlfriends in the group, even if that's not the way it should be, even if the girl is in fact interested in another who's also interested in her. So they would form a couple, not this guy who's pressing. And Simon begins to lie more. I mean, apart from his undercover major secret, he's pushing the case of his blackmailer. And let's not get into too many details, but it's just that this becomes, in a way, a downward spiral. I'm thinking now, Tal Ben-Shahar, I think mentions, you can find him on the internet, Harvard professor of positive psychology. His lectures are available freely online, not because they've been pirated but on YouTube, but because Harvard, Yale, and others have decided to put some of their courses freely online. And he mentions the positive spiral, wherein you smile, you're happy, you're positive, and the one next to you gets that smile. That's a natural response to a smile. And then it gets back, and then you can increase. You smile more, happier, you see what I mean. But there's also the other thing, and Simon appears to be on this trajectory, because at one point his friends learn, not just his secret. That's fine. I mean, that has to come out at one point. Well, it's true, it's exposed by this fella, this blackmailer, ultimately, and that's not nice. As Simon says, it has to be his choice when, how, where, but because the others get to see what happened. And by the way, there's also a girl in this group that had fallen in love with him, with Simon, and he betrays her to some extent, because through here he's not really aware, even if he's pushing another move. I don't have the name, so let's not complicate it, because anyway, it wouldn't be clear with saying this guy, the boy who was interested in the girl that the blackmailer wanted. And so he makes one false move too many. And the poor girl was in love with him and thought he is manifesting the way he is because he's also responding, when in fact, as we know, the audience, the public knows, he's actually interested in boys, not in her, not in that way, alas. So intriguing, interesting, amusing, a pleasure to watch, a good film.